Alright guys, we're back with another video. We are doing an oil change on my Ultima. I'm going to show you guys and gals how to do a quick oil change for you who don't know. So first thing you want to do is remove the oil change cap. Like so. Put it aside. And then the next thing you want to do is jack up your car. After you jack up your car, well actually before you jack up your car, make sure your e-brake is on, which I don't have mine on, so make sure your e-brake is on and then jack up your car. And then we are going to move down there. Once you have located your oil pan, get the right size for your oil pan. Oh, in my case it was a 14 millimeter. I get a wrench, you can do a socket, however you like to do it. Another thing, get yourself a bowl. It could be an oil pan, or in my case, I use a Dollar Tree bowl. Then I'm just gonna dispose after I'm done. Once you get the bowl, let her drain. The proper way to do an oil change is, once you get this nut out, it usually has 1 or 2 bushings, depending on the car. In my case, it only has 1 bushing, and I don't really care to change it because this is just my work car. But in your case, of course, you're going to care about your car and you're going to want to change this bushing. You can find these anywhere at your local auto store. You're going to want to put your nut back on with your new bushing that you have purchased from your local auto store. After that, you're going to want to locate your oil filter. It should be always near the oil pan. So my oil pan's right here. The oil filter is going to be right here under this flap. Mine was easy to get off by hand. Yours may not be. There's a couple tools to get your oil filter loosened besides your hand, and one of these is that. This tool right here is pretty much a rubber tool that you could also find at your auto store or Walmart. I think Walmart carries these. And you just place it to the size of your filter. Press this down, you press it to the size of your filter, and you let it go so it locks in. Okay? Just move it like that. Besides it. I don't need to use this in my case, like I said, because my oil filter is kind of already loose. Once you get your oil filter loose, you gotta let it drain. Like so. Make sure you let this drain and you place it upside up. Get your new oil filter. Pop this bitch open. Make sure the numbers match from the old one to the new one. 6607, 6607. That's for my car. Every car is different. What you're going to want to do is get some of that oil and put a little coating, thin coating around the gasket, the rubber gasket. Like so. Nothing crazy, you don't have to wet it, drench it, just a thin layer. Some cars require you pour some oil in there, like clean oil. In my case, you don't. Okay guys, this is where your oil filter goes. What you want to do is maybe grab like a clean rag and wipe the rim of the inside of where your oil filter is going. Just so you get that gunk out, so it's a nice clean fit. Once you tighten your oil filter, you can now just wipe off any excess that's dripping, and make sure you tighten this oil filter hand tight. Don't use the same tool that you used to loosen it with. Just tighten it hand tight. Nothing crazy. That's all. Make sure your oil filter is locked in tight and your oil pan screw is in there nice and tight. You're gonna want to come up. You may want to get a funnel and then put it where the oil is gonna go. In my case, I don't have a funnel on me, So I got a little creative and used a water bottle, and I cut it, and I'm using it as a funnel. And then you're gonna want to get your oil and start pouring it in. Make sure you pour in nice and slow, and try not to spill any. As you can see, I'm not very good at this, and I'm just spilling everywhere. This is where a rag comes into handy, and you might want to, depending on your car and the engine size, you gotta read the specification and see what your car takes, how many quarts. In my case, it takes about 4.5, 4.25, so that's pretty much 4.5. I usually dump the whole thing in there. So you got your oil in there, you're gonna want to put your oil cap on. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Hand tight, nothing crazy. So you lower the car to when it's leveled, you can grab your oil stick and check the level. In my case, well, first we gotta wipe it. After you wipe it, of course, and then what you're gonna want to do is stick it back in. Stick it back in. You want to measure it when it's off and when it's on. So I'm gonna measure it when it's off, just to make sure the oil temperature level is correct. That looks pretty good. We're not too high, we're not too low. Alright, once you turn the car on, everything sounds good. Make sure there's no leaks. Take a peek down there. Nothing is leaking. Once you ensure that everything is good and running smoothly and not leaking, you want to let it run for a little bit and then check the dipstick again. Alright, we had the car running for a little bit. Now let's check the dipstick again. Sure enough, everything looks pretty fine. If it's a little high, that's okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helped you out, gave you a little insight on how to do an oil change. Don't be scared. It's not that hard. It's really just a single bolt and a little twist of an oil filter. That's really it. I believe you could do it. Try it out. Don't be scared. Save yourself some money. And I wish you the best of luck and happy holidays, guys.